Imagine a country where prices more than double in a single year, where your hard-earned savings lose value almost overnight, and everyday essentials, groceries, medicine, fuel, suddenly become luxuries you can barely afford. This is not fiction. In 2023, Argentina experienced an official inflation rate of over 211%, one of the highest in the world. People across the nation were forced to watch their purchasing power evaporate, as money that once seemed reliable became almost worthless. The crisis made global headlines and became a vivid example of the consequences of economic mismanagement. Today we explore how Argentina reached this point, the key causes behind the hyperinflation, and the extreme measures the country is considering to restore stability. The numbers behind the crisis. Inflation in Argentina jumped dramatically from around 95% in 2022 to over 211% in 2023. December alone saw prices surge more than 25% compared to November. Some of the hardest hit items were food and beverages, with certain staples increasing by more than 250% in a single year. But the impact did not stop there. Healthcare, transportation, utilities, and household goods all became significantly more expensive. For millions of Argentinians, even the simplest daily tasks, buying groceries, refueling a car, or paying for electricity, became increasingly stressful and expensive. Savings that families relied on were rapidly losing their value, leaving them vulnerable to further price increases. Why did this happen? The causes of hyperinflation. The causes of Argentina's hyperinflation are complex and deeply intertwined. 1. Long-standing fiscal deficits. For decades, the Argentine government spent far more than it earned. Subsidies, social programs, and public sector wages contributed to growing deficits year after year. To cover these gaps, authorities frequently resorted to printing money. While this can temporarily fund government spending, it dramatically increases the money supply without a corresponding increase in goods or services, leading to rising prices and sustained inflation. 2. Currency devaluation. The collapse of the Argentine peso intensified the crisis. In December 2023, the currency was devalued by roughly 50%, making imported goods significantly more expensive. In a country that depends heavily on imports for essential products, this devaluation sent shockwaves through the economy, pushing prices even higher and eroding trust in the national currency. 3. Structural weaknesses in the economy. Weak institutions and poor economic structures compounded the problem. Agencies responsible for managing monetary policy often struggle to act independently from government spending pressures. With confidence in the peso diminishing, citizens increasingly turn to stable foreign currencies, particularly the US dollar, for savings and transactions. This behavior created a feedback loop. As people abandoned the peso, its value fell further, fueling even more inflation. The human impact. The real consequences of hyperinflation are felt in everyday life. Millions of Argentinians found it increasingly difficult to afford basic necessities. Families who had carefully saved for years watched their money evaporate almost overnight. Poverty surged, and many turned to foreign currency as a protective measure against further devaluation. For ordinary people, life became a constant struggle. Every shopping trip, every payment of bills, every decision about spending became a gamble. The impact on children, elderly, and low-income families was particularly severe, as essential goods like food, medicine, and transportation became progressively more unaffordable. Government response and proposed solutions. Faced with this crisis, the government took bold and radical measures. The new administration implemented several shock policies, including devaluing the peso further to try and reset the economy, removing subsidies on fuel, electricity, and other essential goods, cutting public spending and downsizing ministries. These measures were aimed at reducing money printing, shrinking the fiscal deficit, and restoring confidence in the economy. Some economists have suggested even more drastic solutions, such as full dollarization, replacing the peso with the US dollar to stabilize prices and rebuild trust. While controversial, this approach reflects the severity of Argentina's economic challenges and the urgency of restoring stability. Lessons and global implications. Argentina's economic crisis is more than a national story. It is a cautionary tale for the world. It demonstrates how fragile an economy can become when trust in both the currency and institutions is lost. Unchecked government spending, uncontrolled money printing, and repeated currency devaluations can quickly spiral into hyperinflation, with devastating consequences for ordinary people. The case of Argentina reminds the global community that economic mismanagement anywhere can lead to severe and immediate effects on citizens' daily lives. The road ahead. As Argentina moves forward, all eyes are on whether these reforms will stabilize the economy or if inflation will continue to spiral out of control. The country's story is about more than numbers. It is about trust and what happens when that trust collapses. The coming months will reveal whether Argentina can recover, regain confidence in its currency, and restore economic stability, or if this period of turmoil will leave long-lasting scars. One thing is clear: when trust in a system disappears, everyone feels the impact.